I want to talk about mount attacks today. I found out I have to hold this because it doesn't fit on my collar, so if it looks a little weird, sorry. When we're talking about mount specifically, there's three major parts to mount that I like to think about. There's low mount where we're hip to hip, maybe a grapevine. There's standard mount where we're at the rib line, and then there's high mount where we're into the armpits. Okay, all three have different purposes. Today, I want to talk about using a standard mount, and we're going to talk about some fundamental shoulder locks, Americana or key lock or whatever you want to call it, and then collar choke entry. We're going to brush over those pretty quickly, but I want to talk about mounted arm triangles today. Okay, that's my primary goal. Can I borrow you, Jack? So, I'm going to have Jack in my mount real quick. Just head that way, it's fine. Thank you, buddy. All right, so, in the mount, playing here. General rules here for me personally, I like to stay tall. I like to get really tall, and I like to be weight on the hands, especially in the gi. Okay, there's a world where we're going chest low, cross face, underhook, things like that. I'm not doing that for this specifically because I do want to show a sequence with the Americana. However, it is very viable to go cross face, underhook, start working this up to get your elbow over and then attack from here. Today, we're going to do an attack on the arms specifically. I was taught this attack as like a white belt, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before if you've trained for a long time, where you go like wrist elbow and you're like trying to push it and hit it to the floor, right? If he defends this, it's really hard for me to get this down, right? A primary reason too is he's able to flip his hands over and defend. It's not great for me, okay? All I got to do to make this more efficient is turn my hand over, okay? So flip that back over for me. We're always going to attack the top hand. If they're doing the home alone one, we just pick whichever one we want. I go top hand up, palm up to the wrist. And instead of trying to push it that way, I'm trying to push it that way to pin it to the floor. Okay? As soon as I pin this to the floor, if we're trying to set up our Americana, right, I'm going to take near side hand, post on the elbow, drop my other elbow, turn my wrist over, shoot under to grab, and then I like to sprawl my hips down, and then his hand becomes a paintbrush. I get my finish here. Okay? Very simple, very standard Americana / key lock. Now, what often happens when I do this is I push this here, he brings his hands together. Okay? This is where we're going to start setting up our secondary attacks. Right? Something that I like to do from here is I keep this hand pinned with my other hand, and I'm going to slide my hand in to grab collar grip, thumb down. Okay? I don't like going palm up, thumb grip on my lapels because I've broken this wrist like 4 times, and it hurts. So I just go palm down. Okay? Fist to the floor, grab the material. I go here, he goes to defend, I slide across to get my lapel grip. Okay? As soon as I get my lapel grip, I drop my elbow not across his neck, but at a 45 across his chest. I drop my chest in, I bring my weight over with the elbow. I'm going to try to be nice here because Jack's my friend, but I slice heavy here when I do this. Okay, I slice up, I get my bite, my wrists click, I lean forward, I get my tap there. Right, 2 very standard attacks. I think you guys talked about the cross choke and fundamentals today, and I'm sure you guys have seen the Americana if you're here earlier this week. Now, what I want to look at here is using this Americana to set up an arm triangle and then the finishing mechanics of said arm triangle. Okay, so we're here, okay? I put him to the side. We're getting this pressure on this arm. I gotta take this off so you guys can still hear me. Pin, right? And if I can turn this over and attack here, great, but he's gonna bring his hands together. As soon as this happens, the hand that was pinning over here is gonna shoot under, okay? And the trick here is going from here to where my chest is pinning. So I'm gonna drop my chest. My hands are here. He's going to be committed to this. I'm dropping my chest, and my arm's going to kind of be in my own way. That's so he can't pull his elbow back across. Okay? I'm going to slide this hand under and then slide my other hand out. My chest is now, or my neck rather, is now blocking his elbow from coming back across. You guys see that? Now from here, we got to do a little bit of work to set this up. Okay? So, I'm going to post on his head with my free hand. I can kind of put my elbow up, and I'm going to wave, kind of thumb up, thumb down like this to suck all of that space out and get this tight. You guys seeing that? My head is blocking his elbow. I'm here, and I'm here with counter force. I want to be able to flex my arm and feel his head move. Okay? Counter force here. I slide to a gable grip, and then you can keep your elbow down. I like to flare open for a bit more of a pull. My new goal now is to lean forward and drop my backside hip to the floor. You all right? Mm-hmm. Straighten this leg, turn my hip to the floor. See how I'm kind of looking up here? I'm going to go down and connect temple to temple. From here, I'm just going to push with my head and pull with my arms, at a steady pace. And I'll get my tap right there, okay? This is not a fast submission, right? It's fairly slow, it's fairly methodical. All right, so let's do it again real fast. I'm just gonna move through the motion. Less talking this time, just kind of go through. One thing I will say here, when we're doing this, it's very important you're using your head to push, okay? Second thing that's very, very important here is where my shoulder lands. When I do this, my shoulder's not on his face, it's on his neck, okay? I'm gonna touch on that before we show the move one more time. My left shoulder here, if I go here across his face, I might get this finish, but it's not gonna go. Okay, if you ever feel like your shoulder's too high, this one, I'm going to sink my hips down and then slide up his chest. And that reinforces and gets much tighter off of the rotation. Okay, so if you ever feel like you're losing it, that's what we're gonna do, right? All right, so go one more time. So, thanks buddy, appreciate you. So if you guys see there, and I adjusted on purpose there, at first he wasn't tapping off the squeeze, right? If you notice, all I did was lower my hips. My hips came down, my shoulder went under, caught him under the chin, got the arm triangle, okay? Does anybody have any questions about what we're doing right now? Everybody's good on that? Cool, so we'll partner off, go from there. Ready? 1, 2. Thank you guys.